In a world filled with surveillance, GPS, and endless digital footprints, you'd think it'd be impossible for someone to simply vanish. But some people do. They leave behind no clues, no messages, not even a shadow. They disappear from airplanes, from forests, from locked rooms, and from our reality. Tonight, we bring you 5 cases that defy logic. Disappearances so bizarre, so haunting, they've baffled families, investigators, and time itself. This is Watchers of the Unknown, Frederick Valentich, the pilot who vanished into the sky. It was just after 7 p.m., October 21st, 1978. Frederick Valentich, a 20-year-old pilot, took off in a light aircraft from Melbourne, Australia, heading toward King Island. The weather was calm. He was an experienced flyer. The route was familiar. It should have been routine. But 30 minutes into the flight, everything changed. Frederick radioed air traffic control, his voice tense. "There's an aircraft hovering above me." "It's not an aircraft." He described a long shape with a green light. It moved strangely, too fast, too smooth. It wasn't flying like anything he'd seen before. As he circled, trying to understand what it was, he said, "It's orbiting me, and it's not an aircraft." Then, silence. The final 17 seconds of audio were strange metallic scraping noises, never identified. Frederick and his plane were never found. No wreckage, no body, no clue. Some believe he crashed. Some say he staged it. But others believe he was taken by something not from this earth. A pilot vanished into open sky, and no one has seen him since. 2. Lars Mittank, the man who ran into nowhere. Lars Mittank wasn't your typical missing person. He was healthy, 28, well-traveled, just another German tourist enjoying the summer in Bulgaria. But over the span of just a few days, something in Lars changed. It started with a fight outside a bar. He injured his ear, went to the hospital, and was prescribed antibiotics. But then, paranoia kicked in. Lars called his mother and whispered, "They're following me. I need to hide." He switched hotels multiple times. He told others he didn't feel safe. One morning, he was seen pacing nervously at the airport, looking over his shoulder constantly. Then the chilling moment. CCTV footage shows Lars walking calmly through the terminal. Then suddenly, without warning, he sprints out of the airport, through a fence, into the woods. He left behind his bags, his passport, his phone, and just like that, he was gone. No one has seen or heard from Lars Mittank since. Some say he suffered a sudden psychotic break. Others think he was running from something, or someone he believed was very real. But what could make a man abandon everything and vanish into the forest, never to return? 3. Jim Sullivan, the musician who sang about UFOs, then disappeared. Jim Sullivan wasn't a scientist. He wasn't a pilot. He was a folk singer, writing about loneliness, disconnection, and aliens. In 1975, Jim left Los Angeles and drove toward Nashville, hoping to land a record deal that could finally change his life. He brought his guitar, some bourbon, a suitcase full of songs, but he never made it. His car was later found in the middle of the New Mexico desert, abandoned yet untouched. The keys still in the ignition, his guitar inside, wallet, ID, luggage, all left behind. There was no sign of struggle, no footprints leading away, no body, no Jim. But here's where it gets strange. His first album, released years earlier, was titled UFO. In it, Jim told the story of a man who was taken away by something not of this world. He's leaving on a big spaceship, a lyric from his song. Did Jim Sullivan predict his own fate? Was it coincidence? Or did something, or someone, hear his music and come for him? The man who sang about vanishing into the unknown may have done exactly that. 4. Barbara Newhall Follett, the child prodigy who vanished into silence. At the age of 12, Barbara Newhall Follett was already being called a literary genius. She published her first novel to critical acclaim, hailed as the next great American writer. But as she grew up, things changed. Her father abandoned the family, money ran dry, dimmed. By age 25, she was married, unhappily. One night in 1939, after a bitter argument, Barbara walked out of the apartment and disappeared. No suitcase, no note, just a coat, and then silence. Her husband waited 2 weeks to report her missing. Even then, no proper investigation followed. It was as if no one cared that one of America's brightest minds had simply vanished. Years passed. No clues, no sightings, no remains. Some believe she walked away from everything to escape a life that caged her. Others suspect something darker. A child genius who once created entire worlds with her words became lost in a mystery no one has ever been able to finish. 5. The Flannan Isles Keepers, the lighthouse that swallowed men. The year was 1900. A supply ship approached the lonely Flannan Isles, off the coast of Scotland, a place of crashing waves and endless wind. The lighthouse should have been glowing on the horizon, but it wasn't. When the crew arrived, something was wrong. There was no one waiting, no movement, no response. Inside the lighthouse, the clocks had stopped. One chair was overturned. A meal was laid out, untouched. The 3 lighthouse keepers had vanished. A logbook entry from a few days prior read, "Seas very rough, men praying, one silent and afraid." But the weather during that time was reported calm. No storm, no giant waves, no record of danger. Theories flooded in. A freak wave swept them away. One man killed the others, then himself. Or something older and darker took them, from an island whispered to be cursed. To this day, the Flannan Isles remain uninhabited. The light still turns, but the mystery of the missing men lingers in the sea mist and in the silence of that empty lighthouse. They left behind no clues, no goodbyes, only questions. How can someone, or multiple people, disappear so completely in a world this small? Were these victims of crime, of accident, or of something no one dares to explain? Let us know which story chilled you the most. And if mysteries like these keep you up at night, you're not alone. You're one of us, the Watchers of the Unknown. Subscribe, like, and ring the bell to follow more of the world's strangest true disappearances, unsolved enigmas, and hidden histories. We'll see you in the next one.